8. Could be a chance of a shower today and temps around 19.
Looking up at the television screens here in the studios, and we were watching Mornings with Sonia and David on the Win Network, Channel 9, and I saw a face and I thought, I know that face. I know that beautiful face. We went to acting class together, acting school together. Her name is Angela Vassallo, and she has done, I think this is such a cool idea. Becoming the second wife can be like marrying into a village. You started the Second Wives Guide. Now, discover the secrets to survive and thrive as a second wife or step-parent. What a great idea. Where did it come from? Obviously from your own situation, but why did it happen?
Hi, Bianca. Hi, Marty. Thanks for having me on. I've written the book, The Second Wives Guide, and the reason why I wrote it was because I wish I had something like this around when I first started out as a second wife and stepmom, because I've been part of my blended family now for 14 years. And I was seeing a lot of my friends meeting men that had been married before, and they were coming to me for advice, saying, how do you navigate your way through all these tricky situations? And I thought, you know what, this is a great idea for a book. I can help millions of second wives and stepmoms get together and also help them to create a happy, harmonious, blended family.
Okay, so Ed, how do you turn that difficult relationship around? Is it easy to do?
Look, I think what it all comes down to is perception, and nothing's easy. I think anything worthwhile, that's worthwhile is hard, but I think that you have to really look at the guidelines and setting the boundaries and understanding that it's going to take time.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these relationships take years to form, and if you are in it, if you are in it at the beginning, or if you've been in it for a while and you're trying to turn the ship around, then that's going to take a little bit of effort, and that's what I talk about in my book. Just giving them some guides and some tips and some advice and personal experience of what I've gone through to be able to turn that ship around.
What's the most common question or gripe or problem that you would hear from people that have been married for the second time round?
I think as a second wife, I think one of the biggest shocks I think you probably find when you step into it, I call it the husband's village. Like you experience, you see the man, you fall in love with him, but what you don't see is this village of people that are standing right behind him that all have an opinion and an influence on your marriage.
Absolutely.
And I think that thing that is a bit of a shock, and sometimes that can be hard to, if not everybody in there accepts you or likes you or even wants you around.
That would be hard. I could imagine in my situation, I'm a pretty feisty person and I don't really care what people think. So I'd be very much like, listen, we're in love, you and me. I didn't marry you to marry the 50 people around you, but you can't be like that because the kids have got relationships with the ex-wife and friends.
I think that'd be hard to switch off,
you
though.
can't be selfish like that, can you?
You can't, and I think that's what happens, that you really learn very quickly that it's not all about you, and it does come down to acceptance. If you're going to take on the role of becoming the second wife and stepmom, I always talk about people say, well, you knew what you were getting yourself into, and I go, well, actually, I didn't. I looked at it with rose-coloured glasses, but my rose-coloured glasses weren't your average size. Mine were like those big clown rose-coloured glasses. I was just so naive. I thought it was all going to be perfect and I could take this on and I was all going to be fabulous. And then it's a big reality check when you first walk into that village of how it's all going to be.
And I think in life, though, we need those big rose-coloured glasses because I think
do too.
In a lot of situations, I reckon we wouldn't even step 1 foot into anything in life if we didn't go into it with absolute optimism.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And look, that's the thing I try to let people know is, look, there's going to be situations where it's tricky, but it all comes down to your perception and how you see things, and not take everything too seriously because, look, it's family dynamics at the end of the day, but if you've got your husband on site who loves you and supports you and he's got your back, then you two can achieve anything and you can conquer anything, but your partner needs to be a big driving force and he needs to have your back.
I love it. I love that you've written this book, and usually the most passionate books come from people who have been in situations and haven't been able to find the information they needed when they went to look for it, and then they then supply it themselves. So it's supply and demand. I love it, Angela. The Second Wives Guide. You can have a look at Second Wives HQ, as in secondwivesheadquarters.com, and it's also available through Amazon.com as well. And good on you. I think this is a wonderful idea, and I know there's lots of blended families here in the Illawarra, so I think your book could be quite popular on the Christmas list this year.
Great. Thank you. No, I appreciate that. Thanks, Bianca. Thanks, Marty. Thanks for having me on.